They thought they were untouchable. My wife with her secret affair. And her lover, a man with a cushy job, a family, and everything to lose. What they didn't know was that I had the evidence, the patience, and the perfect plan to bring it all crashing down. If you've ever dreamed of seeing justice served to liars and cheaters, you're going to love this story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen. Let's dive in. It started in the early 2000s. My wife and I had 2 young kids, 4 and 6. I thought we were building the kind of family I never had growing up. My own parents cheated on each other, and the fallout was brutal. I swore I'd never put my kids through that. But something wasn't right. The kids began talking about staying with my wife's parents more and more. At first, it seemed innocent enough, but considering her parents lived an hour and a half away, the frequency was suspicious. She wasn't working full-time, so what exactly was she doing 3 days a week while the kids were at their grandparents'? When I confronted her, she brushed it off. But here's the thing. My wife was never a good liar. Her answers felt flimsy, her tone defensive. My gut screamed at me. Something's wrong, so I started tracking her car mileage. Quietly, carefully. Week after week, she was racking up an extra 400 miles. That's not errands. That's not shopping. That's a double life. Then fate handed me a gift. One day, I sat down at the family computer, and there it was, a sticky note with her AOL password scribbled on it. My heart pounded as I typed it in. I knew this was crossing a line, but deep down, I already knew what I was going to find. And sure enough, email after email confirmed my worst fears. She was meeting up with her ex-boyfriend from high school. The 2 of them laughed about sneaking around. She even mocked his wife, calling her fat after kids. The cruelty stung more than the betrayal. I printed everything. Hard copies, evidence, but I needed more. Cold, undeniable proof. I reached out to a buddy who was a cop. He gave me the name of a private investigator. Ron was thorough. Within weeks, he handed me a detailed report with photos, timestamps, and addresses. Every sordid detail. She'd drop the kids at her parents', meet her lover for lunch, then head to a seedy motel for hours before picking the kids. Back up like nothing happened. That report was the knife that would cut the rope of our marriage. But I wasn't finished. Asked Ron to dig deeper into the other man. Let's call him Bob. What Ron uncovered was pure gold. Bob was married. 3 kids. A VP of sales working for his father-in-law's business. The guy had built his life on family and connections. The very things he was risking. And in that moment, the pieces clicked. My wife wasn't just destroying our marriage. Bob was destroying his entire world, and I could make sure the truth came crashing down on both of them. Step 1. I hired a divorce lawyer. I'd lived through my parents' chaos. I wasn't going to let history repeat itself. Step 2. I set the timing. My wife would be served with divorce papers at her workplace. Public, unavoidable. Step 3. Ron would deliver a second package. The full PI report, straight into Bob's wife's hands. The day came. At work, my wife was blindsided by the divorce papers. Shock, humiliation, betrayal, but not mine. Hers. Meanwhile, Ron was across town, sitting in Bob's living room. He showed Bob's wife every photo, every detail. Her face fell as her world crumbled. I thought my revenge ended there. But karma wasn't done yet. See, Bob's wife didn't just walk away quietly. She went scorched earth. She cleaned out their bank account, took the kids, and left. When her father, the owner of the company Bob worked for, found out what happened, he fired Bob on the spot. And since the house they lived in belonged to her family, Bob was kicked out of that too. Within weeks, Bob went from cushy VP to broke, jobless, divorced, and homeless. But it got worse. Their divorce spiraled into chaos. Court fights, screaming matches, police reports. At one point, he showed up at the house, got into it with her brother, and left with a broken nose. There were restraining orders, criminal charges, even jail time. The man who thought he could have it all, his wife, his mistress, his job, his kids, lost every last piece of it. Bob disappeared. No trace of him online, no updates. Just a ghost of the man he thought he was. His ex-wife? She thrived. Stepped into her dad's business, eventually running it herself. Her kids grew up with stability. As for me, my divorce was clean. My wife and I kept things civil for the kids' sake. Once they grew up, I cut ties. No bitterness, no vendetta, just distance. She's their mom, and that's all she'll ever be to me. Looking back, I don't feel guilt. Not 1 ounce. Cheating is a choice, and both of them made it. They thought they were being clever, that lies could stay buried forever. But the truth always finds a way out, and when it does, sometimes karma needs a little push. This wasn't just revenge, it was justice. And the best part? I didn't scream, didn't fight, didn't lower myself. I let their actions destroy them. All I did was shine a light on the truth. What about you? Have you ever seen a cheater get exactly what they deserve? Share your story in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another story of karma catching up. Because sometimes, justice really does right itself.